What's up guys, this is AJ here, and today we are gonna talk about Indian polity. This is the first lecture about Indian polity, and in this lecture we are gonna cover one important topic, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India, that is CAG. Okay, so first of all, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India is a constitutional post. Okay, so that is there are some articles related to the appointment, duties and powers of the CAG chief. Okay, so then article 148 deals with the appointment of comptroller and auditor general of India. Okay, so he is the head of Indian Audit and Account Department. Okay, so he is the guardian of public purse. By Dr. Ambedkar's opinion, he is the most important officer in India. So these points are very important because you will see so many questions asked about on as a objective type on these points. Okay, so you must remember this point, that he is the most important officer. Okay, he is not the executive. So he's an officer. Which, if you asked such a question, that who is the most important officer in Indian Constitution, then you have to say that he is the CAG. Okay, head of the CAG is most important officer. Then his comparison is with Supreme Court judge, the Chief Justice of India, then Chief Election Commissioner, and the head of the UPSC. Okay, so he is compared with these constitutional posts. Then appointment and term. Okay, see, article 149 deals with the appointment and terms of services of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Okay, so as we know that most of the time you will find that President appoints the important officers. Okay, so like Chief Justice of India, like UPSC, then Chief Election Commissioner. Okay, so in this regard also you will find that President appoints the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Okay, then he takes certain oath that he will fulfill his duties and blah blah. Then his terms of service is maximum 6 years, 65 age, whichever comes earlier. Okay, then there is one interesting question, find out the odd man from the following. You will have at the first place you will have Chief Justice of India, then you will see the Chief Election Commissioner, then you will see the UPSC chairman, then you will see the head of the CAG. Okay, so think about it and answer me. I will answer this question at the end of this slide. So then another question is, can we change his terms of services? The answer of this question is yes, but we must change the terms of services so that the CAG will get benefit. Okay, so we can't change the terms of his services which will have adverse effect on him. Okay, so we can increase his salary, we can increase his allowances as per the Finance Commission's recommendation, or as per any other committee's recommendation. Okay, so but if we are changing the terms of condition which will have adverse effect on him, then it is not okay, it will not be allowed. Okay, so but changing conditions for his benefit are allowed. Okay, so they may ask you some tricky questions like we can't change the terms of services of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The answer will be no, we can change the terms of conditions of the Auditor General of India, but these conditions must you know must not have adverse effect on him. Then he along with the president decides the condition of services of persons working in Indian Audit and Account Department. Okay, so what will be the salaries of the persons who are working in a Indian Audit Department, what will be their tenure, what will be the age of retirement. All these terms are discussed and confirmed by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, but in this regard he have to discuss with this president. Okay, then his salaries and allowances and expenses of his offices are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. So because of this the Parliament can't vote on his can't vote on his salaries. In short, they can't change his salaries. Okay, so now I will give the answer of this question. See, if you see the appointment and of a Supreme Court judge, you will find that the tenure of the Supreme Court judge is not fixed, so he can preside over the office, or he can become Chief Justice of India for so many years, more than 6 years in general. Okay, so if he becomes Chief Justice of India at the age of 55, then he can hold that office for maximum 10 years, because he has to retire after completion of 65 age. But with the chief election and with UPSC chairman and with the head of the Comptroller and Auditor General, you will find that their tenure is fixed. They can hold the office for maximum 6 years, but this condition is not applicable to Chief Justice of India, so he becomes the odd man in this list. Okay, then what are the duties and powers of Comptroller and Auditor General of India? So the Comptroller Auditor General of India performs so many duties and so many powers he has that the Parliament made a separate act for it in 1971. Okay, but the act is amended in 1976 to separate account from audit in the central government. Okay, so audit account related to expenditure of all state, central, then union territories with legislative assemblies are audited by the Comptroller Auditor and General of India. Okay, so this account may be of a consolidated fund or contingency fund or public account fund. Okay, then trading account, manufacturing account, profit and loss account, then balance sheets and other subsidiary account are audited by the CAG. Then audits, receipts and expenditure of center and state is happening by rules or and procedure is checked by the Auditor General of India. Then audit of receipts and expenditure of following is also audited by the CAG. Okay, all bodies financed by the central and state revenue are audited CAG. Then all government companies are audited by the CAG. Okay, other corporations and bodies are required by law. If the law states that the account should be audited by the CAG, then the CAG audits that account. Then he audits account of any other authority when requested by president or governor. So president and governor can request him to audit the account of like municipalities and panchayats. So these accounts can be audited by the CAG as per the request of governor and president. Then he advises president with regard to prescription of form in which accounts of center and state shall be maintained. Okay, so he defines the structure of the form in which the state and central government should maintain their account. Okay, then he submits his report regarding center to the president, which in turn place them before the parliament. Any report regarding center is placed before the president, and the president then place this report in front of parliament. The same thing happens with the state. Any report regarding state is presented to the governor, and the governor places this report in state assembly. Okay, then he ascertains and certifies the net proceeds of any tax or duty. Okay, then he acts as a guide, friend and philosopher of public account committee. So you must consider this point regarding, because you will find a question of objective type in examination in various examinations like SSC or other banking examinations. These types of tricky questions. Okay, so you must focus on this point, that he acts as a guide, philosopher and a friend for a public account committee. The public account committee, what it does, appointed by the chairman, speaker of the Lok Sabha, and what it does is that it checks the reports of CAG. Okay, so CAG acts as their friend, their philosopher. Then he maintains the account of state but not of the center. Like we have seen earlier that the 1971 Act was amended and new act was created in 1976, which removed maintaining account of center from the duty of CAG. Okay, so now CAG only maintain the account of states. Okay, he don't maintain the account of center. Then he submits 3 reports to president. Okay, so you may get a question about this, how many and which are the reports submitted by the CAG. So you have to remember this point. The CAG submits 3 reports to president. One is audit report on appropriation account, second is a finance account, and the third is a public undertaking account. Reports regarding these 3 accounts are submitted by the CAG to the president. So you must say that these reports belong to center only. Then what is the role of CAG? The role of CAG is to uphold the Constitution of India and laws of Parliament on the fields of financial administration. Okay, the statement clearly gives you meaning of the statement. Then it secures the accountability of the executive in the sphere of financial administration. Okay, then he has more freedom in the audit of expenditure than the audit of revenue. Okay, then in audit of expenditure he don't listen to government. So in which manner he wants to audit the expenditure account is his own decision. This decision he must not consider the suggestions of the government regarding the accounting of expenditure, but in other cases he has to listen to the central government. But in auditing of the expenditure account he need not to listen to central government. Okay, then he can also conduct proprietary audit, then but he can't audit the secret service expenditure. Okay, report of the Secret Service agency submitted to CAG must be accepted by the CAG. Okay, so CAG can't question them or can't audit their report. So this is the limitation of the CAG. This is generally because the to not to disclose the how much expenditure we are doing on the secret services or other agencies. So that's why we are limited. The CAG has a limited role in this regard. Then he is the only auditor general, not a comptroller, though the name states that comptroller and auditor general of India. He is only the auditor of general. In short, if the state and central government want to do some expenditure, then they don't have to take permission from the CAG office. Okay, they can do their expenditure as per their own will. But in Britain, if the government or any other state government wants to spend some money, they have to take permission from the CAG. Though this is the limitation of our Indian CAG, that though the name is comptroller, he doesn't perform the duties of comptroller. Okay. Then CAGs and other corporations. Some corporations are audited by CAG fully, like ONGC, Damodar Valley Corporation, then Indian Airlines, etc. These corporations are completely audited by the CAG. Then some other corporations are audited by private firms appointed by government after the discussion with CAG. Okay, so there are some companies or there are some organizations whose audit is done by the private firm, but the appointment of private firm, the decision of appointing private firm is taken by the taken after the discussion with the CAG by the central government or any state government. Okay, then some other corporations gets audited by private firm, like Life Insurance Company of India, then State Bank of India, then Reserve Bank of India, then Food Corporation of India, etc. Okay, so you will find that the audit of these corporations are done by private firm. CAG don't play any role in the audit of these companies. Then which articles deals with the Comptroller and Auditor General of India? Number 1, the 148 article deals with the appointment of CAG. And then 149 article deals with the duties and powers of CAG. Then article 150 deals with the form of accounts of center and state. Like we have discussed earlier, the CAG describes or prescribes the form in which the account should be maintained. Okay, so this article deals with that. Then article 151 deals with the audit report. We have seen that CAG submits 3 reports to President. The number 1 is audit report on appropriation account, then audit report on finance account, and audit report on public undertaking. So this thing is dealt by the article number 151. So that's it. We have covered the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. If you have listened this video, then you don't need to read any other book. This is it. You will not find any other question outside this video. So okay, so thanks guys for watching this video, and I will meet you guys in my next video. Peace.